crowd around, and I can scarce get by on second breaths between the breaths. Now it's 1 a.m. and I don't know how I'll get home. The way is barely paved. I can't keep my eyes from closing in between each rest, but I'm not going to cave. I guess I made it. Yeah, I said that I'll come along this time, but when I try, I get the feeling I someday will die, and I'm not going to care. I never sleep, I never eat, I never leave my house alone. Another evening in between what I believe and what I know and what I know. I'm sitting on the 501, moment's rest, a glacial pace, I won't lose faith. Maybe if I stay around the rest to prove myself, I still save face. Now we're on our way before I quit at 9:30. Can't get out of this, you know, I've lost that little time. I guess I'll make it, yeah. I said that I'll come along this time, but when I try, I get the feeling I someday will die, and I'm not going to care. I never sleep, I never eat, I never leave my house alone. Another evening in between what I believe and what I know. I never sleep, I never eat, I never leave my house alone. Another evening in between what I believe and what I know and what I know. So I walked out the back before the second set settled my debt. I'll miss the rest, that's fine, I guess. The cavern is a crowd around, and I could scarce get by on second breath between the press. Now it's 3 a.m. and I don't know how I'll get home. The way is barely paved. I can't keep my eyes from closing, so I'll hit replay. I've always wanted what I can't have, and I've been making it a note to feel what's left to feel, and putting my shoulder to the wheel. Everything about me used to have a mind of its own. I've got what's left in me, some positivity, and I'm waiting on a dial tone because I've been lost because of that nothing ever ready to get me. We've been good for too long to see this happen again. Then again, you're too good to say that's not what you meant. You're crying, I'm not trying. I won't let this life get so critical. Remember the time you asked me to let go? Where did you want me to begin? Take a stand, you know you have been, got what you came for.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is another episode of Nerdy Live in the Morning, the best morning show in commentary. And today, I'm actually pretty excited for the show we have because we have a very special guest, someone who's been screwed over by KP, aka I Love Kim Possible a lot. Hidden Heroine, who is in Collins right now, I'm about to drag them in the call right now. If I can remember how to do that. I'm like an old man when it comes to Discord sometimes, I swear. There we go, move to. Good morning,
My
Hidden
name
Heroine.
is Optimus Prime, and I'm about to bust.
That
I will not apologize. I will not apologize for that one.
No, that is a fantastic introduction. Good afternoon for you, Hidden Heroine. How have you been?
Yeah. Busy is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Great
A certain lover of Kim Possible has been keeping you busy.
No, what? No, that's crazy. Like, who would do that to a 300 subs channel?
I know,
you know.
right? Especially not some like crazy white lady who gets high all the time, right? No.
No. She would never.
So walk me through this story. So, how did you originally get into contact with KP?
Well, oh god, let me think about this. So, I'm in Lio's circle, right? Like in Catsayer. I'm one of his staff members. So, the way this originally happened was that KP released her really shitty video, duh. I was one of the people who was actually kind of nice video. I was like, hey, be too harsh. Clearly the first time they're doing this. I had no clue who KP was at that time, to be fair. So, so she eventually was venting to a bunch of my friends and was like, hey, I need help drafting a response. So I was like, let me help you. Like, let me
you
try
extended
and
an
help
olive
you here.
branch. That was your first mistake.
That was my first mistake. So a friend of mine, that wasn't Lio, she keeps running with this narrative that it was Lio, it was in fact not, came to her and was like, hey, if you need somebody who's level-headed, somebody who knows what they're talking about, you should reach out to Hidden. So she reached out. We never managed to connect for a call because I am busy, I have a life, I have a job, and the time zone difference. So we tried scheduling a call a bunch of times, didn't work out. And then back in September, like end of September, I was approaching her and her staff about something, and I was like, let me just check my DMs with this person real quick, and I saw that I had a missed message from her. So I was like, huh, let me just text you. Like, that was after she already had released her response, and she was like, hey, are you still around to help? And I was like, sure. I can try. I can make an attempt. I don't know how much we can save here, but I can try.
It's like when someone asks you to save their house that's already been on fire for quite a while. It's like we can save what's left.
We can try. So we tried scheduling a call again, and this time it actually worked out because I happened to have days off. So we had a call, and again, I was wholly unaware of a lot of things that she was talking about, and she lied to me a bunch of times in the call, repeatedly.
No, KP lying?
Yes.
What?
KP lied? That's crazy. Who would do that? So I showed the call to a few of my friends. I also showed the call to Beckett, and I was like, help? And they were like, oh yeah, you've been played. And I was like, oh. Well, darn. I'll be damned. So I went a little spiteful in that route, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna release the call. Because that was also when I found out that she was still in contact with Courtney, despite having said she was not. And I'm like, I don't like when we lie to our audience. I don't think that's cute.
Yeah. And like Courtney is the girl who was she was initially belittling other survivors when the video originally premiered. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, so she was in the live chat, and a few of the people in the live chat mentioned that they don't really think it's appropriate to make the video a live premiere, because you're talking about SA.
Right.
And
You're trying to get engagement with it, you know.
Yeah, and Courtney's got like really defensive over it because it was her idea to make it a live premiere, and God forbid you like criticize Courtney Pete, she will literally just die. So she started being a dick to most of the people in the live stream, being like, "Oh my God, if you're just here to complain, then get out, like fuck off." It's like, okay, Courtney,
If you're not here, she should
okay.
have said, if you're not here to donate, leave.
Yeah, no, like the vibe was literally, if you're not here to praise me for my video or like KP's video rather, then you can leave. And it's like, oh, okay, Courtney. Okay, sure.
Don't you know you can't give critique. You have to bow down.
No, you don't get to like be honest and give like criticism. That's crazy. You don't get to do that. So after I had my call with KP, to bring it back to that,
Right, right.
um, she gave me access to her Q&A script because she was like, "Hey, can you help me like with this script?" And I was like, "I can try." Again, like I already saw that half of your script is made of AI, but I can try. So,
I heard that that's actually true. It's the script
yeah,
was
like,
done with
yep.
AI. That is
Mhm.
so insane. Like, how insincere do you have to be to make your quote unquote like apology video just AI based?
It's insane. Like large parts are quite literally her like giving ChatGPT a prompt, letting ChatGPT
Oh
answer, and
my
then reiterating what
god.
ChatGPT just said.
How much
It's just that.
like how much social awareness do you have to lack in order to like in order to not recognize that you shouldn't have to use AI for an apology video? Even some of the fakest apology videos on YouTube did not require AI.
Yeah, no. It's also so silly because the AI makes better points than she does.
Oh my
Like
god.
the AI points are better than the points she writes on her own. So it's it's insane.
Well,
And sorry.
I'm just imagining she like puts in the prompt of like, is Saberspark guilty for what he did? And then the AI responds with, no, not really. And then she's like, the AI's wrong.
You know, it's so stupid because you can very clearly see that she fed the AI specific information on specific people so that she gets specific answers.
Right,
Because
right.
it's so stupid. And originally, I didn't read the whole thing. I just looked through it and I looked for mentions of Beckett, because Beckett asked about it, and I was like, "Here you go. These are the parts that mention you." And then eventually, I went through the entire thing and I was like, "Oh, this is bad." Like this is not even bad in the sense of it's shittily written. It's bad in the sense of like we're accusing somebody of a sex crime again with no backing as a trade. And I was like,
Some good old doubling down.
yeah, no. And so I was like, you know what? I'm petty at this point because you lied to me when I was trying to be nice to you. So I'm going to turn this Q&A into a video before you can release it, and I'm going to let people see what you were on about.
Mhm.
So I did just that. I made the Q&A a video. I had my husband read out all the lines, and like the video goes up, and the first thing that happens is KP privacy strikes my call with her, which who cares? Privacy strikes mean nothing. So I didn't care. But then, after she struck Beckett from Copenseed and Felgi from the Oplog, she copyright strikes me, specifically the Q&A video. And I'm like, oh, okay. We're playing that game now.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
sure. I was like, okay, sure. So she does just that, and I open my very like I open Twitter as one does, right?
Mm.
And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna start adding Team YouTube and see what happens. Ironically, I'm the only person Team YouTube replies to.
Are you serious? The smallest channel, Teen YouTube's like, yeah, we'll throw them a bone.
Yeah, we'll talk to you. You're cool enough. Like I
Yeah.
looked under oldie posts and YouTube was just like, fuck you. Like I don't care. And then I come about, I'm like, hey, so just so you know, this creator is like copyright striking people with no right to it. And they were like, can we DM you? And I'm like, okay. So they DM me to give them like the authorization to email me. And they end up emailing me. Ironically, they lands on my spam, which I think is really fun. So I didn't see it for a while. And
Mm.
when I did, they were like, well, we forwarded your claims to the copyright team, but like there is no abuse of copyright. And I'm like, what? What did you just say to me? So I reply to them and I give them all the evidence I have, like KP straight up admitting that she was going to copyright strike people on false terms.
Mm-hmm.
I give them like the DMs I have where it's like, KP gave me this of her own volition and it's quite literally just a script. I transformed it. And then YouTube does the legal thing with me where they're like, well, we can't really determine fair use. And I'm like, that's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to determine malice. And you didn't. So now I have copyright strikes all over the place that
Yeah,
don't
that
really
is the
count
weird
there.
thing with YouTube's system is that if my guess is like they have that rule in there where if you're trying to claim something that is yours that isn't yours, your channel gets terminated. I think that's probably meant more so for like if you're trying to claim that you're the owner of like a multi-million-dollar franchise or something, like for example,
Yeah.
if someone to reference the soundbite you came in with, if someone tried to claim that they were the sole owner of like Transformers, they were copyright striking the actual like Hasbro related uploads of the shows, then obviously yeah, you get your channel terminated at that point. Um, when it comes to KP abusing the system like this, and it is just unfortunate to see such blatant abuse of the system. But also too, I mean, she can't sue everyone, especially overseas, because Beckett's in the UK, you're in Germany.
Yeah.
And the only
Yeah.
one stateside is Falgi. Sorry, Falgi, you're gonna be you might be the casualty for this one.
We're gonna sacrifice you to the KP gods.
Yeah, she can only go after one.
Oh my god. No, it's so stupid too, because like if she cared so much about the way that she was being perceived in this drama, right? And she wanted to remain the victim, why does she become the aggressor? Why does she go out of her way to like try and get
exactly.
Beckett's channel like terminated? Because specifically in Beckett's case, she struck him 4 times. 3 times puts you at risk of channel termination. Like,
And then
bruh.
how many strikes did you get? Just the one, not counting the
I have
privacy?
one. Yeah, I have the one and then the privacy strike. So
Right.
I'm lucky. I was lucky, but that's only because I didn't upload much of the content. I'm gonna be for real, because I wasn't interested in like having beef with her. I was just like, here you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
if
the
you
shit that
had
said.
uploaded more, she probably would have tried anything. The irony is she's a goddamn cartoon reviewer.
Yep.
That's the funny thing is technically she violates copyright every time she uploads if we're going if we're going by her
Yeah,
standards.
fair use is fine, but only when she does it.
Right. No, and that's that is the funny thing. Whenever copyright abuse stories are told, it's usually done by YouTubers who should not be filing these false claims. For example, I don't blame you if you don't know this drama. This was a few years ago. But there was this reaction YouTuber by the name of Susie Liu. She would react to legit full episodes of anime.
Oh yeah.
And then people would make fun of her because like the reactions weren't that good. And then she would
Yeah.
start striking people claiming ownership of the video. And it's like, hang on a minute.
Minute.
you don't own Naruto. Why are you watching? Why are you displaying the full video?
KP is like such a weird case because like her motivation is that these people make me uncomfortable and they make me feel unsafe, therefore I'm going to strike what they're putting out. And I'm gonna be for real, KP, nobody liked you
Right.
after your DA games video. Nobody liked you after your first response.
Mm-hmm.
And it's instead of just owning up to it and be like, hey, you know what, you're right, I fucked up, you're like, no, what if I became worse?
Right. No.
What if I just
And the funny thing is, and this is gonna sound a little victim blamey, so I apologize, but she put herself in this situation. No one was asking her to become a drama YouTuber. Everyone was fine with her being on her little shitter corner of the internet where she made terrible cartoon reviews, right? No, she decided that she had to be the bastion of YouTube drama, but then also would try to claim that she's not YouTube drama. But I digress. Like I'm sorry, if you cover a story poorly, people are gonna laugh at you. It's gonna blow up in your face.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that she doesn't cover the story because she cares. Like, there's one thing if you are new to the field and you recognize like there's predation in spaces and you're like, I want to cover this because I care. Like, I care about the children being hurt, I care about these spaces, I care about the people that were hurt, so I want to cover this. But that wasn't her motivation. Like,
No,
we
she had
have
an
to
axe to
acknowledge that.
grind.
Yeah, no, like she cared because both I think it was both Saberspark and DA Games hired Chris Aficionado, which is the person that made the really I'm gonna say disgusting, but I think it's just kind of cringe at this point. Joke about her and jerking off and falling into her underwear
Oh
or
no,
whatever.
yeah, like the guy's
Yeah,
statement itself is absolutely disgusting. And if she doesn't like the guy going forward, I don't blame her, you know?
yeah,
But like also too, like did like warning Saber Sparks about the guy's like inappropriate behavior I can see, but then demanding that the guy be fired, I think is a stretch too far.
yeah. And she's also lying a lot because if you, I went over this recently on stream with a friend of mine, Yen the Yan, and we looked at her original safety report that she put out about Chris. And
Hmm.
on multiple occasions does she acknowledge that this story was made up, that it was just a joke, that it never actually happened, and that it was only told to 3 people. Problem here is that there is an email of hers out there where she literally tries to blackmail Chris into another call with her because she says, and I quote, "The call I had with you, which is the call where he apologized, looks like you admitted to sexual assault. You should talk to us again because otherwise we're going to move forward with the call we have and the information we have, which makes it look like you admitted to sexual assault." Basically
And then we're
saying,
gonna
if you don't
spin it
talk to me,
around.
yeah, like basically she said, if you don't talk to us again, we're gonna claim you committed sexual assault. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
that's not how that works. Again, at most sexual harassment.
Right. And
If I had to give her anything, that.
keep in mind she looks like this too. Like
Like my God.
I'm gonna pull it up for the chat, guys. Okay, granted, this is from like a year or two ago, but still, she looks like this. She's whiter than white. She looks transparent.
I wish she was a little more transparent in her actions, but you know.
Hey, but
Uh,
no, like also too. Maybe this is just me. But am I getting like sort of like jilted, like not lover, but like girl who like was mad she got rejected vibes from her and
so
Saber
about
Spark?
that, about that, there's actually also a really angry email of her to Saber Sparks out there where she's basically like, "Oh my god, you chose Black Griffin's sister over me." And now, if we look at
What?
everything,
What?
hmm,
What? Wait,
yep.
and
It,
correct me if I'm wrong. Black Griffin is like the username of one of the My Little Pony voice actors, right? Or am I wrong on that?
he's like a content creator. He makes like music
Oh,
and stuff,
okay,
and
okay.
he's also someone that KP covered because she like a lot of people are alleging, and I'm not like making a determinative choice on this, but I just think people are stupid in the way they cover it. A
Hmm.
lot of people claim that he's groomed his now wife. And a lot of people ignore what his now wife is saying about that. You know, the wife that's a full adult, the 26-year-old wife
Right,
that met him
right,
when she
because
was 20. Like,
because hi, we're here for the victims, but let's also ignore the alleged victims.
let's just like ignore what the victim says and what the victim wants. That's fine. So now when you look back at her video, you realize, huh, she starts out talking about Chris, the guy she doesn't like because of the
Mhm.
joke. Then she goes into DA Games, who hired the guy she doesn't like. And then she goes into Black Griffin, who she is somewhat mad at because Saberspark dated his sister over her. And then, you have Saberspark, the person she's mad at because they hired Chris, and also the person she's mad at because they rejected her. I wonder if her motivations are a little clearer now. I wonder if this was
Right.
just an attempt at life ruination. You know?
Oh, cool anime girls with a 5. Thank you, cool anime girls. I love how people compare her to the Wayne's movie White Chicks. Lol. Nah, she's mad she got rejected. Lol. Now, you see, that's the thing is, I think she wanted to be the one to reject him. I don't
Yeah.
think she's actually into him, but the audacity of him being the one to reject her, I think, like, like hits her narcissistic ego.
To be fair, she has a habit of like accusing people all the time that they're just in love with her. Like there is so many recountings where her relationships will fall apart, like not her romantic relationships, just like relationships with friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be like, "Oh, this is because this person was in love with me or because they were romantically interested in me and I rejected them." I can confirm for at
What?
least two of them that that is not the case. For example, there is one of her former moderators whose name's Matt's Waffles,
Mm-hmm.
who split from her after they had like some infighting or whatever. And he's also the person who's accusing Courtney of being a groomer. And I reached out to him and I was like, "Can you elaborate?" And he was like, "No, you're friends with Lio, so I won't elaborate." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I went to KP instead. And I was like, "Can you tell me about this? Do you know anything about this?" And she was like, "Oh, this is Matt's Waffles, the person, like, I'm assuming he was probably into me and that's why he's mad at me." And I'm like, uh, no. That is, in fact, not the reason he's mad at you. But okay, go on. Go off, I guess, girl. You got it.
Yeah. No, yeah. In her latest response video, as Cool Angry Girl says, she says, "I'm just not into you."
Yep. Yep. Which is insane if you think about the fact that she, like, something that pisses me off marginally about this is if she wanted to remain a Chris, I wouldn't like mad at Chris. I wouldn't care. You
Mm-hmm.
you can be mad at him. I don't care. If you want to retract your forgiveness, sure. Is it stupid because you already forgiven it? Sure. But you can
Yeah.
retract it. I don't care. But what you don't get to do is take your anger at Chris and then like project that onto DA Games and Saberspark and Black Griffin and then make like unsubstantiated like SA allegations and then try and spin the story with Chris into an SA allegation and misframing it, like misframing what happened. Because that's what she does in her Q&A. Like, I don't know if you know the story between her and Chris. I'm assuming you do, but if you don't, I'll explain.
I know, for anyone who's not familiar with the drama, go right ahead. I obviously, like we covered the allegations when they were
Yeah.
happening a few months ago. But specifically with the with KP and Saberspark's relationship, it was just that they were general content creators both in the Brony community, right?
Yeah, they like knew each other because, if you're in the Brony fandom, like usually you'll know each other. That's just how it goes. That fandom is really incestuous in the sense that everybody knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with Saberspark is, well, I say the problem for KP with Saberspark is that eventually Saberspark outgrew that sphere and he became successful past the Brony stuff. Meanwhile, KP did not manage that.
Yeah, I
She
knew.
was only public because of that.
Yeah, I knew Saber Sparks because like he would do like cartoon movies not for kids that are like or like the most disturbing cartoon movie and it'd be like a really raunchy thumbnail. He knew how to play the
Yeah.
YouTube game, which give him credit there. um but yeah, like the sense of jealousy from someone as narcissistic as her, I totally see it.
Yeah, no, like I think a part of her is really unhappy with where she's at in life because if you consider her circumstances, which is she has no job, she only has a YouTube sphere, the only
Mhm.
person, like the only income she has is her parents. She isn't even that relevant in YouTube anymore because nobody really cares about anything she puts out. And so she sees people that she essentially quote unquote grew up with who are just going past her, who are growing way past her actually, who are known in the sphere, who are respected in the sphere. And then there's her, and the only thing she really has is her server full of impressionable kids that, try and suck up to her because they're a content creator that, they like.
Yeah.
So I think a huge part of this is motivated by spite and very
Mhm.
much anger and very much a sense of entitlement, which sucks ass because she's now ruined in technicality, and now I'll say two of the allegations. You can kind of toss them aside, but she's essentially ruined three people's allegations. Where now nobody's going to take the DA game stuff serious anymore because it's attached to her, and given the other two things she covered turned out to be either untrue or not like substantiated,
Yeah, I
you know.
will say like there are some weird screenshots involving like the DA game stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not one to make a case on that. I think someone who is more qualified should go over it, so definitely not her again.
Yep, please, like,
um
I hope she never touches anything like this again. In
God
fact,
no.
I'm of the opinion she shouldn't be on her platform anymore. because Lord,
Yeah.
this is embarrassing.
Yeah, and it's just I'm curious because like I'm wondering if she's going to try to stay silent as long as possible, wait for this all to blow over, and then try to do like a just a regular cartoon review, or if she's going to make another video trying to justify all the strikes.
I mean, she did upload a short recently, but in her server she claims this was like a scheduled short. She says this was like something she scheduled earlier and it's
Hmm.
still going to come out even though, you know. And I'm like, I kind of don't believe you. I think you were trying to gauge whether or not people would still be mad at you, and you did it through a short. And fun fact, KP, everybody is still mad at you.
Oh, of
Like,
course,
just so you
of
know,
course.
just so you know,
Well,
everybody still fucking hates you.
well, just like okay, so like this is less. This is more so to do with like the reason why I think she never caught on like Saber Sparks did. Because like if I look at her channel, right? Well,
Mhm.
let's take a look at her channel together. Hang on, let me get it pulled up. By the way, if she wanted to rebrand and like become an actual YouTuber, she needed to change that fucking channel name. I love Kim Possible a
Yeah.
lot. That's like, oh, that's like the same kind of vibe as like a gamer tag you made when you were 10 called like Frost Killer 42069, right?
It's oh my God. I originally thought this was maybe just like her screen name, and then it turned out to be like her actual thing, and I was like, okay, God,
Right.
why?
It's like, wow, what a fucking what an unpleasant name to go by.
Yeah, what a mouthful. What a mouthful.
Right, but like, okay, so like, I'm gonna be like hyper critical here, cause like when especially when I was younger, I actually did watch quite a bit of like cartoon review stuff. Um, but like her thumbnails, I think, are just not that good. I feel like, for
No.
example, like I feel like there's like a bit too much going on sometimes with these.
I mean, it doesn't help that half of her stuff is literally made by the children in her audience that she hires as quote unquote volunteers. So,
No shit, she
yeah.
can't make her own thumbnails.
She doesn't even, so according to, like, this is not, I haven't seen proof of this, so don't quote me on this, but
Hmm.
according to a lot of people, a lot of the scripting work and a lot of the outwork and a lot of the thumbnail work is done by other people, by her volunteers. Apparently, all she really does is read out the script that's given to her and calls it a day. Like, that's all her input on most
Wow.
of the stuff.
Okay. So there was a YouTuber who used to go by the name of Illuminati who had that same type of thing where it's just like she wasn't involved with the creative process. She wasn't involved in editing, the thumbnail making, none of that. She just read out a script and then uploaded the video.
Called it a
But she
day,
was
yeah.
at least like a million sub channel. Like she had some justification to do it. Like
Yeah, no, like KP doesn't have that, and it feels like a lot of the times, because okay, so her original drama way back when was about her not paying her workers, because what she would do, according
oh
to a comment I
no.
received, is she would advertise her work as volunteer work, which is
Mhm.
fine, you know, you can do that, but she would not like properly state how much work you would do as a volunteer. So essentially unpaid labor. And a lot of the people who were working with or for her were children. So, because that's how it goes. If you have a server with children and you offer them
Mhm.
to work with you, they're gonna say yes. Like, I don't, you know, child labor will happen.
Dude.
So,
Child, dude, she she's giving them opportunities.
yeah, and that's the thing. She like advertised it as an opportunity, but she never like credited her team at all.
Oh, of course. Why do that?
So,
Why do that?
why would you do that? That's crazy.
Right. But like also too, okay, if I'm looking at her art that she uses in the videos, right? And this is a bit more nitpicky. This is just me being a bit more of an asshole. But like her art, like the art she uses is ugly.
Yeah, no, it's
This is like I feel like this is like straight out of like 2008 like clip art.
yeah, it's like she never like a lot of people I think don't realize that you have to like as the sphere grows, the YouTube sphere becomes more modern, more people
Mhm.
come there, you have to start growing with it, right? You have to provide better like visuals, more editing, you have to be more interesting because there's going to be other people who will compete with you.
Right,
But
right.
KP doesn't do that. She stagnated. She made her content, she broke through, and then she stagnated. That's all there was. And that's like,
And the thing
well,
is, if you're going to stagnate, you have to have like I feel like if you're going to stagnate, keep your content simple, you have to have like a really energetic, really fun personality for the audience to mesh with. Like for example, I know he's a bit out of the realm of this, but someone like Moist Critical, you know, all he has to do is just have OBS on, have webcam on, talk for like 10 minutes, and bam, he's got like a 5 million view video because
yeah.
people like listening to him talk about stuff. You know, people like his personality. KP, it sounds like you've been an unlikable person for years and you weren't exactly good at hiding it.
Well, to be fair, she actually was. Like, there's a lot of stories that have come out about her actively overstepping, and people literally like being like, if KP tries to get into this, please tell her no. Like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna show you this because I think you'll get a kick out of this because she has a commission sheet, and I'm not one
Oh
to make fun of
no.
people's art. I'm not fun to make fun. I don't want to do it. However,
However,
I'm gonna DM this to you just so you can see
am I
like
allowed to
what
read the
her
prizes out loud?
Yes, please. Just you can show the
Oh,
entire thing if you want. It's
oh,
technically public.
oh my
Like
god. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Chat. Here we go.
it's
Okay. Okay. Here are some of the prices. Okay, simple headshot sketch $10. Okay. A line art $20. Flat colors headshot $30. $40 for a full color headshot. 50 for a full body sketch. Full body line art 60. Flat color. Wait, hang on. Flat color and full color look the same, except it looks like she added like some shitty shadow effects here. What the
yeah,
fuck?
she quite literally just took an airbrush. I want to like if I had to guess an airbrush with black and slapped it on and called it shading. That's all she
Oh
did.
my god.
And
Also too, like I'm sorry, but if you're gonna maybe don't use brony art. Maybe don't use brony art as your example for commissions. I don't know. It's not fucking 2012 anymore.
I was handed this along with like the original like safety report, and I looked at this
Mm.
and I'm like, I charge $50 for a fully rendered artwork. I don't know if people have seen my art. If you don't, that's fine. But I would like to think I'm marginally better than her.
Oh no, I
And I
like
say,
I've seen your artwork and it's really nice. I do like it.
oh, thank you so much. But yeah, like it's insane because this is the level of like entitlement. And again, I'm one of the people who would say artists can price their stuff however they want to price it. That's up to the artists.
Yeah.
But like there is a certain responsibility where you have to deliver some sort of quality for what you're charging. And if you charge me $85 for a drawing of a pony, that better be the best goddamn pony I've ever seen.
Oh no, yeah,
Like
that pony better be winning some be winning some awards type shit.
so it's oh my god, I I saw this and I was like,
$85
no way.
for fucking
Yeah.
simple airbrush. Oh my god.
This now explains why, and the thing I find the most horrible about this, by the way, which I found out while I was going through stuff, is if you look at how she advertises her commissions, she
Mhm.
uses artwork from somebody else that looks way better as like her
No.
yeah, as her background for it. So people will think, I'm gonna send it to you as well so you understand why I'm like, this is why would you use this? This is not something you've drawn. Like
That's
she uses
ridiculous. That's
she uses this, and if you see this, you'd think, "Wow, KP's a really good artist."
Oh no, yeah, because
Um,
like that's actually like a pleasant looking drawing.
yeah, it's so adorable. And then you
Yeah.
look at her art, and you're like, "What happened? Like, how did we decline this steep?"
Dude, that's like buy my art, guys. While using someone else's art to advertise it, that makes no sense, bro.
It feels so
Oh,
deceptive.
it
It's like
does. It does. It's
people will
like
look at that and be like, "Wow," and then boom.
it's like if I was average, because like well, I used to, like, in college, try to like get commissions or like do like stream highlights for people. Like
Yeah.
imagine if I did like if I was advertising for like stream highlight commissions, and then it's like I, as like my quote unquote like portfolio, I just have a Mr. Beast video.
That's literally what it feels like. It's like, look at this really nice drawing I did, except that it's not mine. Ha 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 ha. Like, my God.
Right.
I
And
hate
then
this woman so much.
okay, so like, and then if we look at like Saber Sparks, let's just use like, okay, it's, I don't like this art because it's furry art,
Oh
but
no.
in terms of presentation, it looks nicer, and it looks nicer. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this to load because we don't want to.
Hey folks, how's it going? Today we are talking about the worst of the
Okay. I love my computer today. It's not it is not an episode unless there's some sort of technical difficulty.
Listen, it's okay. You know, professional streamer. Smile.
Poor K-Huck experiences the same problems too.
Oh
But
my
like
God.
if you look at this art, okay, let's ignore its furry art. But this looks
Yeah.
substantially
nice.
better.
It's so nice. It's so, and like I wouldn't even have a problem if she like, because I'm assuming Saber doesn't draw this. I'm pretty sure Saber, like most people, has like sprite artists or whatever.
Right,
So
yeah.
if she was to do that, if she went to one of her community members and was like, "Hey, can you draw me a set of sprites? Can I use them and can I credit you or can I pay you and then I use it without credit, blah 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 blah." That would be completely fine. But she doesn't do that because I'm assuming that the KP sprite is her own because
Mhm.
like it would not shock me. It looks like it could be her own. But she also never upgraded it or changed anything about it. And as someone who like changes my sprite every 3 months or so, I'm shocked.
Right,
It's like,
and like for one, I have no artistic ability whatsoever, and like I've shown my face before on stream, but I don't feel like being on camera all the time. So I went to an artist. I had them commission some art, and I think it looks fantastic, and I use it for pretty much every stream. And if you're using your own stills because you're an up and coming artist in like your early videos, I get that 100%. There's a commentary channel by the name of Turkey Tom. When he was like a
yeah.
teenager, he actually like animated all of his videos himself for quite a while, and then when he started getting more and more subs, eventually he just commissioned people to do it for him because they were better artists.
Yeah, and I think that's completely valid. Like I've always made my own sprites simply because I'm an artist and I can. But not
Right.
everybody like not everybody can, and if you can't, that's also fine. But at the same time, like you're like on a platform that like thrives on being visual. So people want to see nice art, they want to see nice sprites, they want to be visually stimulated. And what she does is give you the PowerPoint 2004 background and then slap her sprite on top and call it a day.
No,
There's nothing more
for
to it.
real, yeah. Cause like Ellis Mark, he does similar stuff to like Saber Sparks and KP. He has like he still does like the stills, but like for one, his are again visually pleasing to look at. Also, too, he has like an animated background that he has on loop. That's also pretty appealing as well. Like I don't know if she's a trust fund baby, I feel like she should take advantage of that. Like you're in a position
No.
you're in a position where a lot of up and coming YouTubers who are trying to start out, who are trying to be visually interesting, aren't. Okay, let's say for right now, you can't really like pay them with the YouTube money you're making. Just take your parents' money because we know you do that already, and just like use it as like a collateral. Like just pay for better sprites, hire a decent editor, and maybe you'll get somewhere. It's a little too late for you now because
Yeah,
your
you're
name's in
dying
the
now,
dirt.
but
But you could
you
have done
had a
that.
chance. Yeah. I think it's just kind of insane how she exploits her community because like I have no problem with volunteer labor. I have people who volunteer to draw my
Oh yeah.
thumbnails and like very grateful for that. I'm like, you know what, sure, you can do that, but I'm gonna credit you, obviously. But KP seems to think that she's entitled to that labor, and whenever she sees somebody offering to help her, she just takes it. Which like the least you could do is you could advertise your team. You could be like, these are the people that helped me, these are the platforms, or their links and all that.
Yeah,
And she's just like,
from them
now
their Twitters at least. Like, oh, by the way, all the people who
something.
helped me with this video, their links for their Twitters are in the description below, or like pinned comment, something.
Yeah, no, like I literally every time I have people help me with my videos, because a lot of times I do very lengthy videos, so I have people helping me with research. I asked them, I'm like, do you want me to advertise you? Do you want me like to put in your Blue Sky, your Twitter? Do you have like a LinkedIn? Do you have anything you want me to put in? And then people will either say, yeah, I want you to advertise me, or no, I don't. And if they say no, I don't, then I'm like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna do it, right? So I think it's insane that she is somebody who's been around as long as she has been in the sphere, still decides, nah, my team's not worth advertising for. Like, I don't care. It's like, girl, come on.
Yeah, no, it is weird to see because from the way she talks, the way her editing is, the stills, it's all from 2013. She's stuck in that time period.
Yeah, in her most successful period, I want to think. I think she's still stuck in the time where she was relevant and she thought, well, I was relevant then, I'm gonna be relevant now. And it's like, no, KP. No, that's not how that works. And, and even if you look at her videos, I think she completely struggles to understand what is and isn't popular at the time. So she'll make videos on things nobody cares about,
Mhm.
which if you want to do that, fine. I'm one of those people. I make content every 6 months and then I disappear
Oh yeah, make
forever.
what you're passionate about. Like if you're gonna make content and you want to enjoy making content, make what you like.
Yeah, but like she like that's fine, but then she also expects to grow and it's like I'ma be for real. That's not how that works. Like if you want to grow in this sphere, you have to talk about things that are popular at the time because
Yeah.
otherwise nobody's going to come to you. And she doesn't do that. Her biggest videos are quite literally videos where she talked about things that were relevant at the time, such as like the whole thing with Lily Orchard, for example. That's something.
Yeah, and
Or
then
even
like
12 geese.
everything else is My Little Pony. Oh my god. You see, chat, I think the real culprit, the real blame for this drama was My Little Pony. And so I think if we just eradicated that from the earth, I think we would
We
do
win.
the earth a kindness.
No, it's just she's so silly because I say this a lot of times, but if you're not made or you don't want to make drama content, you don't have to. You have the choice to not make it. Like you can just simply not. And she said, "Well, I'm mad at these people and I have Courtney Pete in my ear who's telling me that I should cover all this, so I'm going to." And then she completely flunked it. Like
Yeah, this is oh god, this
like,
is
it's so bad.
this is terrible. This is oh god, this is so terrible. Uh,
Just she should have stuck to Brony stuff. She should have just stuck to that and her
or
silly
like
cartoon stuff.
you know,
She would have been
like
fine.
if you wanted to like make an actual YouTube career, what you should have done was keep this channel, keep it for archival purposes, because hey, this is what seemingly she started out on. But like make an actual channel with a new username that's not I love Kim Possible a lot, and
Yeah.
then go from there. Don't well, let's see. The last thing she covered was Harry Potter. That was 6 months ago.
Oh,
Okay.
heavens.
I won't say I'm in love side by side, which okay, Kim
Oh yeah, that's
Possible
the yeah,
coverage.
she reanimated the like thing as Shigo, I think. Which like that's a choice. You can do
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely not something you want to do on a side channel, I guess, but not something you want to be successful on.
A lot of her things is like I think she has this thing where she wants to cover things that she likes, right? She wants to talk about her special interest, her hyper focus, and
Mm,
that's fine, but then she has to live with the expectation that she's not going to grow because not everybody likes her hyperfixation. So, but then she also wants to be super relevant and she wants people to look up to her and talk to her and know who she is and give her attention.
no,
And it's like
yeah. What
like
was I heard? She wanted to like pitch shows to like Disney.
yes, she apparently wants to have a Disney show, and as far as I've heard, she doesn't even have any work for it done, like no storyboards, no character
Oh my
designs, no
god.
story designs, nothing. She just wants to pitch a show because I guess she wants to. I
You know
guess
what it
that's
was?
just
She probably got high off an edible and was like, you know what? It'd be so funny if I like made a show for Disney, like Kim Possible.
be so cool if I did that. No, but she again, did she expect her child labor friends to make that thing for her and then she just pitches it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And
my God.
the funny thing is, okay, so like if I solve that correctly, she has a video why I didn't watch Has Been Hotel, which is so funny because listen, okay, if you don't like Has Been Hotel, I understand. It's an acquired taste. But like that's an example of a YouTube independent creator having their own show. Sure, it's not on Disney Channel, but it's on a recognizable streaming service.
My favorite about this is that she's probably not even honest because she's mad at Vivzipop because they hired the 16-year-old that apparently gave her PTSD. So,
What?
yeah. I don't know. I have to do a deep dive at this point. At some point, I might make a video on KP because this is also
Mhm.
funny. She had her drama way back when about like not paying her editors or whatever, and one of the people who spearheaded this harassment campaign against her was a 16-year-old who used to be her editor that she had a falling out with. And eventually, apparently, this 16-year-old started working with Vivzipop,
Mhm.
and she sent a really long, really angry email to that person, like to Vivzipop about that person. Was like, just so you're aware, this person spearheaded a harassment campaign against me. Also
Oh my
trying to do the
god.
thing she did to Chris, where she's trying to get him fired. So I think the video is less about her not liking Has Been Hotel and more about the fact that, oh, they hired somebody I don't like. So
Therefore, you shouldn't watch the show.
yeah, that's where the show is bad. Because, like, if somebody works on it that doesn't like me, that means it's bad.
Yeah. Now you
My
guys should go
God.
support my non-existent show that I haven't even got an idea for yet.
Yeah, you go support me. You give me money. It's like, my God, KP. Like, first of all, you're not a creative. You don't even write your own scripts, apparently. Or if you do, you have them edited by someone else. Which, like, grammar editing, I have no issue with. But, like, if they're writing the script for you,
Mhm.
you know, I have an issue with that. And it's just she brings nothing to the table. Like, go girl, give us nothing. You have nothing. My God. I'm waiting for the day she makes a good video because she hasn't in like 10 years.
Oh,
So
I was about to say that might take a while.
I'm wondering if she's gonna bring the Q&A back because I know
Mhm.
I leaked it and I don't know if it's going to stay down. She has another, I think, 6 business days before it goes back up unless she sues me. So I'm wondering if she's gonna bring that out and then talk about me the same way she talks about Beckett's with like her hidden's evil and a manipulator. And she doesn't care about the victims. And it's like, okay, girl,
Oh,
I got it.
I can tell you're just oozing evil right now.
Yeah, I'm completely evil. Like, look at this, like at the time, 300 something channel that made like 2 commentary videos on small glob shitters in the community, and then released the Q&A that you had. What a threat! How evil I am.
So apparently, and K Hook did a stream on it last night. Apparently, there is a call with her and Lio Convoy where she's
Yep,
asking him advice.
yep. So the thing with Laya and like KP is I've been privy to it in some parts
Mhm.
is and he talks about it in the video himself, right? He tried to give a very consistent advice from like, if there was a rape, it needs to be forwarded to law enforcement
Right,
before
right.
you make the video about it. And then he also goes into how, hey, you shouldn't make a response. It's not gonna go well. People are not gonna receive it well. And Courtney, KP was like, what if I just ignored that? So she sends him a bunch of like drafts for her response video,
Mhm.
and he doesn't reply much because he's like, clearly you're not listening to me, so whatever. She puts out her response, and boom, like everything goes to shit. And then she comes crying to him about Beckett, being like, "Oh, I know you told me that I should talk to Beckett, but like that was a mistake. That was not good because like Beckett's super evil, and like I think you're pretty biased." And it's like, "Oh my God, KP, shut the fuck up!" Like it's insane. Like,
Oh my god, what? Oh, dude.
she's
Well, she
she's
really
so
is the
stupid.
female version of Jar.
She is. It's insane how she goes in there blaming Lio. She's like quite literally like, "You made me talk to him.
Mm.
You made me like evil and blah
You
blah 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 blah."
you made me, the woman who's almost 40, go to bed.
No, it's so silly, and she like they call with him. I told him I was like, do not give her grace. She does not deserve your grace. She has made her bed and now she's lying in it. Do not be nice to her.
Mm,
And despite that, Lio's really nice to her. Like he's really graceful. He's understanding. He tries to give her advice. He tries
mm,
to make her understand that her choices aren't really good and that she needs to stop and that she needs to stop spearheading her campaign with like emotions over being actually sorry. And the moment that KP realizes that like Lio's not on her side and Lio's not going to defend her, she goes, "Well, my energy is low, I'm gonna leave." Like the moment she gets the whiff that, oh yeah, no, like this guy is not gonna defend me, this guy's not on my side, this guy's not gonna listen to me.
he's
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna
I'm tired.
gravel towards me. Grovel, I
Yeah,
mean.
he's not going to be my shield. Well,
Yeah.
fuck that. I'm tired. I'm gonna leave. It's like, okay, KP.
Dude,
God
that is
damn.
the one thing, is that I will always feel bad for Lio, is that all of these mentally deficient people always come to him asking for the advice. It's like, you gotta sort this
And then
out
he gives the
yourself.
advice and they ignore. That's like the part that gets me. He gives the advice and they're like, what if I don't do this? What if I just don't? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly
Dude,
what
and
KP.
it's like, I think there was a drawing. It's like, well, he's like, well, you probably should like either should ignore this, or if you're gonna pursue it, probably should go into the police. And it's just like, nope, I'm not gonna ignore it, and
Nope.
I'm not gonna go to the police.
Yeah, that was like the whole point with Emily, where he was like, "Well, if you were accusing Saberswork of a rape, you should go to the police." And then Emily and KP's were told was, "But if I do that, he's going to know who I am." And I'm like, like he was like, by nature, if you make a video, he's also going to know who you are because if it did
Yeah,
happen, he would remember who it happened
and,
to.
and this is the fucked up part. Unless Saber made a habit out of raping every woman that he came across, he would probably vaguely remember the incident.
Yeah, no, it's so stupid, and the fact that KP doesn't recognize all of these red flags until somebody points out to her that like, hey, this is Emmy, this is Emily, and Emily has a long history of that doesn't look great. And when KP finds that out, instead of talking to Emily normally and be like, why did you lie to me? She threatens Emily. She literally goes to the victim she's advocating for and she threatens them,
What did
being
she
like, if you
threaten her
don't
with?
talk to me. So there was a voice note, I think, where she says, "If you don't talk to me within 24 hours, I'm gonna release everything. Um, I'm gonna make your identity public. Blah 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 blah." It's like,
Damn.
girl,
Damn.
that's that's the
Guys, I swear I'm an advocate for victims, but I swear to fucking God, if there's one thing you fucking lie to me about, your fucking life's ruined.
yeah, no, that's literally the vibe. She comes in being like, "Oh, I feel so pissed because now I have egg on my face," and like, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that emotion to an extent where it's like, "Oh, you fucked me over," but your reply cannot be, "Oh yeah, now I'm going to like out you and who you are to everybody because fuck you." It's like, this is the person you were advocating for.
Yeah,
This is a
no.
person you said got raped. So
Oh my
maybe be
gosh.
nice. Be
No,
nice.
so to kind of look back, so when I initially was like watching Beckett's video and like going over the coverage and everything,
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten I had already know who Emily was, or Emaru. No, not Emaru. That's a different person. But like she did a cover of Endless Possibilities from like Sonic Unleashed, and I remember liking that cover. Now the cover's
Whoa.
ruined for me.
No, I didn't even know who she was. I like this is also like why I'm so silly because I didn't know who she was. So when her response got out, I was like, why are we so mad at this woman? Like,
Right,
why are
but
we
then
so
but then it's
angry?
like, if you're deep into the Sonic community, I guess she's just known as the whore who that slept with the Sonic voice actor.
Yeah, no, and there's like so many things that have come out about her in recent days, like her like trying to cover up somebody else's SA apparently and stuff like that. So it's like,
That's fucked up.
you know, she's like out here not having the greatest track record, and then she tries to obscure her identity when she tries to accuse somebody of rape, and it's like, Um,
Yeah,
girl,
and like I guess it to be critical of like Saber Sparks. It sounded like he didn't really know what he wanted with her back in the day, you know? Because like if we're taking the original account somewhat to heart without like believing the essay necessarily. It just seems like he was back and forth on if he wanted to be purely friends with her, if it was like a hookup thing, if they wanted an actual relationship. And I get it, like a couple years later, you kind of had a situationship that you regret. You know,
yeah.
we some of us have all been there.
Yeah, in large parts, it just felt like a really awkward relationship where neither of them really wanted to commit, and so a lot of signals and signs were missed. And like
Yeah.
I'm one of the people who will always say, I believe all victims. Like, if somebody comes out about their SA, you should believe
Yeah,
them. You
ideally,
should,
I would want to believe someone wouldn't want to lie about that. But it's just unfortunate
yeah,
that like we have like so many people who are like, who will like,
that do. Yeah.
yeah, or like twist the truth where it's like it's not, maybe it's not necessarily an essay, but it's like a misunderstanding of the situation, and the guy's like whatever tries to apologize or whatever have you, and it's like it's blown into like this big thing of like he did something against my will when that wasn't the case.
It's the part that's really unfortunate, really, is that in her original like victim testimony, Emily talks about how she thinks there could have been a point where Sabo would infer that there was consent, that there's a chance there was just a misunderstanding there. And then Courtney motherfucking Pete comes in and is like, implied consent doesn't exist. We should remove that bit. And that bit gets removed. Now, okay, Pete cares so little about the victim testimony that she still puts like the testimony in that has that part about the implied consent, because who gives a shit about your victim testimony? Am I right?
Right, right.
But originally it was removed. Originally, they removed the part to make it look more damning, and that's where I'm like, if I'm coming out about my essay and I'm coming out about what happened to me, I would not let anybody alter my testimony unless, there's
No, because
something
that's
in there
super
that's
fucked
actually
up.
untrue. Yeah. So for Emily to be like, yeah, I'm gonna remove a part that makes this more damning, so, he can get more hurt, it's like, why? Like, this makes you look non-trustworthy, because why are you letting other people alter you, you know?
Right, and yeah, it's just like I don't know. At the end of the day, it sounded like it was just I don't even want to say toxic relationship, just like a relationship the two of them from the sound of it ended up regretting, and then it's like like, I don't know where Emily got the idea it was like an essay situation. Maybe someone else filled her head with thinking that, because like I don't know why she would have stayed silent for so many years, especially well past the Me Too movement.
Yeah, like, I think part of it is that, so according to her testimony, she apparently called someone right after and said, Saber did that to me. But we have no real record of that other than testimony.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Saber has like months of like text messages and logs of them still interacting in a very positive way. So while there is, and this is like the thin line people have to tread, where it's like, while there is the possibility that a victim will come back to their victimizer and engage with them, we also have to look at the fact that Emily's story is for the most part based on her memory and her like testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Saber's the one with actual proof. So a lot of people will favor Saber's story because that one's got hard proof. And the other thing that doesn't help is that when it comes to Saberspark, or like the whole thing with Saberspark, that Emily's track record doesn't make her look trustworthy. And I know people are going to be like, oh, the perfect victim miss, nobody's perfect, and you're right. But if you have a track record of lying, specifically about like SA and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
then why would I trust you the next time you talk about that? Like, I
Oh yeah,
wouldn't.
it's
So,
prime example of like the boy who cried wolf. It's
yeah, no, like that I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're really cruel for dismissing Emily based on her past." If Emily's past was just that she traced art and was racist like two times, that would not at any point or time shape my views on her story.
Mhm.
But if she's lying about sexual assault and baby trapping people and, you know, being part of a cheating relationship and all that, I'm gonna be a little, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be a
well,
little skeptical.
I think I would be a bit more charitable. Like, I wouldn't even like. Okay, yeah, she had like an affair with the voice actor. I mean, that's a choice ultimately. Like he also made too. So like,
Yeah,
I can't fault her 100% for that situation. Um, but it's just I think it's just more so like the way she's carried herself with the story since then.
yeah, it makes it hard because if you have a troubled past on top of not a lot of evidence, well, yeah, like I'll be damned, people are probably going to believe the person that does actually have hard evidence. And that isn't to say that there couldn't have been the misunderstanding that she claims there was. I think there's a
Hmm.
high likelihood because from what Saber says, like he was super awkward about it. He wasn't even sure he wanted to do things. And she was also super awkward because she had a crush on him. So could there have absolutely been a misunderstanding where he thought she wanted it and then she didn't, or she regretted it? Sure. But like going on your platform and claiming rape, which is a life-ruining allegation, something that can destroy a person's livelihood,
Hmm.
and like in Saberspark, like Saberspark's case specifically, it cost him to lose subs. It cost his wife to get, or his to-be wife, because he's engaged, wife to be harassed. It cost him to be harassed. It's probably going to lead to him losing opportunities because people will go off the hearsay that he did that. And KP's just kind of sitting here like, but what about me?
But
What
what
about
about
how?
me, guys? I'm the real victim here.
Yeah, no, it's like what about my feelings? What about how people have treated me after all this came out? And that pisses me off because I look at what Beckett gave her, the opportunity Beckett gave her to
Uh-huh.
come onto his channel and use his credibility to talk about her feelings, her thoughts, everything. And yes, he called her an idiot, but he said worse about other people.
Oh,
Like,
way worse. Like like I think that's like what makes Beckett so approachable is that like he's brutally honest with you, but like he approaches it in like just a polite enough way.
yeah, like yes, he called you stupid, but who cares? He could have called you worse. Like it's not even that deep. It's just like he called you stupid, fine, whatever. You can be upset
Mhm.
with that, but at least he gave you the chance to speak because you hadn't like KP no longer had credibility. It was
Right.
impossible for her to talk in this. So Beckett giving her his platform gave her a little bit of credibility back, and she turns against him just because he doesn't advocate for her and makes her the victim. Like, girl, what the is wrong with you? Why are you the way that you are? Like, if you were honest with him and just said, I was spiteful and malicious and angry because they hired Chris and blah, 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 I think people would have reacted a lot nicer to her rather than her claiming it's all about the children and protecting the children. But then it comes out that she's just being a spiteful, malicious little bitch.
Right,
Like,
because at that point I want to shout, "Get off the wood! We need the cross! I mean, get off the cross! We need the wood!" I'm still
yeah,
waking
no,
up.
like, it's so stupid. Like I'm upset because KP gets chances that other content creators don't. She gets a chance to clarify herself. She gets a chance to use somebody else's platform to talk about this, and
Mm,
she fucks it up. Like she plainly said, she fucks it up,
yeah,
and
and
then she makes the person who platforms her the villain. Like, girl,
no,
shut
and
up.
the funny thing is, and you can disagree with me on this, you want. I think she had if she had accepted Beckett's platform, fully owned up to everything that had happened, I think she could have had a chance to recover. Because like we there have been instances again I brought him up earlier. Turkey Tom, he had messed up with the initial pyrocynical story. If anyone's ever seen or heard of that before, he took a little bit of a hiatus. He came back, and it was touch and go there for a little bit with the views. But I mean, fast forward a couple years later, he's doing this as a full time job, and no one's really bringing up the pyro stuff anymore.
Yeah, and like there even is in the situation with the KP video an example of that because Lazy Bethead is one of the people who was also in that because they released a Black Griffin video that wasn't great, to put it simply.
Hmm.
And originally Beckett had planned to go really, really hard on them. because they were just platforming allegations as gospel when there was no tangible proof. But Lazy Ben had actually owned up to what happened. They were like, I fucked up. I should have not platformed the way, like, the story the way that I have. I fucked up in the KP story. I fucked up in my, like, conversations with Monk. And they released, I think, a 3-hour long video, full transparency about everything and every choice that like led up to this point. And people were like, you know what? Thank you. You're great. We're good now. So if KP chose the same thing of like full transparency of like, why did I make this choice? Was this choice fucked up? And this is how I'm going to avoid it moving forward. People would have been like, you know what? Sure, I'm gonna make fun of you for like 2 months, but then I'm gonna forget. Like,
Right, because eventually the internet will forget.
yeah, and that's what I told her. I was like, people are gonna be rough on you now, but if you play your cards right, they are going to forget. Like, people will still bring it up, they'll laugh at you a little bit, but you're gonna be okay. And then she was like, what if I tripled down? What if I made it worse? And I'm like, KP, that is not what I wanted. That is not what I said.
Black Saw, Johnny Hex says, I mean, Logan Paul still has a career. Look at all the scandals he's been in. I don't know why, but still. Oh, no, yeah. I mean, like, if we look at his very first controversy, the Japanese forest incident, he's like 10 times richer than he was when that situation happened. Like,
Yeah, like
there are
people
ways you can come back from
course.
stuff. It's just you got to do it correctly. And KP does not have the brain capacity to do it correctly.
She doesn't even have brain capacity. I'm gonna be for real. Like, my
Nah,
god.
she's zonked out 24/7 with those goddamn edibles.
No, my god. How can you be so dense? Like, you can notice in multiple cults she's in, if you listen to her, when somebody criticizes her, be it me, be it Lio, she immediately gets defensive. And she pulls out these sarcastic, like, oh, what was I supposed to do? Insert really unimaginable thing that she couldn't do. It's like, KP, girl,
You know what the funny
it's
thing is?
criticism.
Before I knew she was like in her late 30s, I thought she was like in her mid 20s because of how dense she was.
Yeah, no, but she's like, she's older than me.
She's a fully
Girl.
grown adult.
Yeah, and she acts like she's 12. She acts like she's still like 18 or 20 and she has her like just gotten her platform and she doesn't know what to do with it. It's like you've been around for 12 years. You'd think you'd learn. At
Right.
least somewhat.
But no.
No, not in this household we don't.
So, if I may ask, what are your future content plans going forward?
So I have a video coming out on Courtney Pete. Um that I had to push back because I was handed a lot more information that I have to comb through. And I'm working with people who have been affected, and I want to do these people's stories justice because I think it's really important to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you've seen it, but a lot of people have like talked about some stuff when it comes to Courtney, but they're using the same 5 pixelated screenshots. And when I tell you there's more, there's so much more.
Yeah, Courtney to me was like a pretty like minor player involved because like considering like the magnitude of like the creators we're talking about revolving the story, but she just I've seen this I've seen the screenshots from Cope and Sieve's Twitter account and her
Yeah.
some of the tweets before the account, like her, I think the one account was private. She just seems like a spiteful person.
Yeah, the problem with this is like I can talk about this because it's been out since 5 ever. I think it was last year. There was a document that came out by somebody named Fennec who was exposing a lot of Courtney's not great tendencies, let's just call it that.
Mhm.
And this document ended on talking about how Courtney had really, really inappropriate conversations with children and
Oh,
how
lovely.
yeah, it's very
Lovely.
it's like just one of the biggest things I think people talk about is how she talked about orgasms and how to like please yourself with a 13-year-old. Like
And for retrospect, how old is Courtney?
Courtney's 31
Oh
at the current time.
no.
And she okay, like to be fair, she frames it as like sexual health advice, which I could see. The problem is it is not your job as I think at the time she was like almost a little bit under 30, I want to say, to educate a stranger's child on sexual health. That's like
No,
not your
yeah.
job.
If a child on Discord is asking you for sex ed, you tell them to search that stuff up themselves, or like don't even first
Yeah.
off don't even respond, which is the best thing you can do. Two, tell them that it's better if they just look up that stuff themselves, or three, tell them to ask a trusted family member.
Yeah, and she didn't do that. And so that document came out, but the problem with it is that it was really poorly received.
Hmm.
And so people kind of forgot about it. And then with her involvement in the KP stuff, and her making a really shitty Black Griffin video, cough, um, she she kind of came back into the radar and people pulled that stuff back out. And
Hmm.
now people are like, wait a damn minute, is there more about Courtney than, we know? And I'm here to tell you, there's more. There's more than we
But
know.
wait, there's more.
But wait, it gets worse. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh
that's like the
no.
the big video I have coming up.
Hmm.
I'm kind of like known for long-term content. This is probably going to be my longest yet. And that's going to be like a 2-hour video. Other than that, I might just disappear for another 6 months unless there's something that really interests me that I want to cover. Because like I'm not here because I care or I want to be big on YouTube or whatever. I talk about things that I want to talk about and then I dip. Like
Hey,
it's
that's
just
perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable.
I'm a very boring person. You will not catch me making like 7 million streams on stuff. I will just exist and then leave.
Oh, thank you for coming on and talking talking about
It was my
the lovely
pleasure.
situation that is KP. And I'm gonna keep an eye out for your Courtney video because it sounds it sounds like there's a potential juicy story with this woman.
Oh, very much
Yeah.
so. But thank you for having me.
Of course, first off, before we get out of here, we gotta thank all the lovely members of the channel. Pigeon Salad, thank you for bringing a Super Nerd 3, the $9.99 tier. Thank you for going further on with your support, and thank you to the rest of the members, our Super Nerd 1 tiers, which you can join for just 99 cents. We got Cool Anime Girls, Wookie Z, Kickin' the Swede, Neon, Lady Nerdist, K-Huck, Daniel, and Annie. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. Stay tuned later today because it's gonna be a members only stream covering the Lio and KP call because that's too funny not to go over.
Yeah.
And guys, if you somehow haven't heard of Hidden Heroine, go subscribe to her channel. I do have the links to her channel in the chat right now. So if you're new and you haven't seen her stuff yet, go subscribe. Wait for that awesome Courtney video, which I can't wait for if what you talked about today is true.
Yeah,
It had-
it's gonna be a funny little disaster.
Oh
It's gonna be
boy.
great.
Do you okay, before we get out, like how big is the meltdown do you think it's going to be? Because we've seen the meltdown when the story's not even technically directly involving her.
Yeah, it's going to be massive, I think, because she addressed the Fennec document on her stream once, and spoiler alert, she lies about literally everything she touches upon. Just
Of course.
little spoiler there, but you can tell that she's freaking out about it. You can tell that she's like melting down. And given that she tells people that disagree with her on the Saberspark thing to get raped 13 Reasons Why style, I think
Jesus.
there's a little bit of a meltdown to be expected.
Oh yeah, just a slight meltdown.
Just a little small meltdown.
Yeah, just a slight meltdown. But yes, thank you all for coming today. If you enjoyed the live stream, hit that like button, ring the bell for all notifications. That way you know when the next episode of Nerdy Live is. I'm Nerdy John. Thank you, Hidden Heroine, for coming on to the show today. Much appreciated.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, chat.
Bye, everyone. This is Nerdy John signing out. And before gotta get the outro music on first. Okay. Anyway, take care, everyone. This is Nerdy John signing out.
We're rolling. And action.
It's coming to a close. I guess I should know that I'm never gonna see you again in a place that sells vintage clothes. I guess you should know that it hasn't been the easiest easiest years for a band of living in the throes. And then I see a smile between repetitive aisles of flannel shirts. And I thought you would show like a beautiful ghost caught in a saving throw. And I don't even care that it's over. And I don't even care there's a wall. I won't ever look back for answers. And I won't ever look back at all. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a I guess I should know that the softer every phase the words remain as shown in the summer snow. Well, it hasn't been the easiest years in a life that hasn't let you go. And then I see a smile between repetitive aisles of well-worn dirt. And I thought you would show, I thought you would show, I thought you would show. And I don't even care that it's over. And I don't even care there's a wall. I won't ever look back for answers. And I won't ever look back at all. And I don't even care that it's over. And I don't even care there's a wall. And I won't ever look back in anger. I won't ever look back at all. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a